These are two good articles I found on woodland and savannah recreation, restoration, and the ecology of it. This is what the United States looked like, thousands of years ago. But if you just leave land to it by itself, this is not what it won't go back to this. And the reason for why it won't just automatically go back to this, it'll go into forest. And there's a difference between a savanna, a woodland, and a forest. And later on, I'll give you a diagram of the differences between, the three. But the reason there were savannas at that time before, European settlement is because of natural wildfires. The Indians used fire to, change the landscape, and grazing. We had buffalo. There was grazing pressure on the land, which opened up the understory and left, larger oak and pine trees, and that's what created the savannas. Savannas were like some of the most fertile land in the country. That's why most savannas were converted to farmland. All right, I'm out here in the woods, and so yeah, you see, we got the grass coming in. So this is what I'm talking about as far as like regenerative agriculture, and I guess this would be savanna restoration in an urban setting. Because this is 2.5 acres in the middle of the city. Like, that building straight ahead is on Main Street. I'm like right in the middle of the city. It's a baseball field, warehouse. Okay, so you say I'm right in the middle of the city, but I don't know. I'm probably like right on the cusp of woodland and savanna, but I am planning on doing a little more thinning, so I think it would like reach the savanna ecosystem. And yeah, I think this totally qualifies. And let me go. About to throw out some more seed. But yeah, you can see the greenery. It is November 9th. It's actually my birthday. You can see the rye. Some of the winter forage coming in. I got some man, I'm gonna mess the name up. The dacana radish and some purple top turnips. And yeah, about to spread them out in the mix, till up the soil, and I'll be, back with you. Okay. And when I said till the soil, I mean using the turnips and the radishes to till the soil. And this is an example of what the ground looks just on unmanaged land, just, left to itself. Like, you see, there's nothing actually growing on the forest floor. There's no life, there's no plant diversity, and those things add to the food web of the soil. Because, like mentioned in the previous video, what's going on under the soil affects what you see above the soil. And this is right next door, 100 feet away from the first picture. It's on my property. You can see the cereal rye. I have some oats, some brassicas. I want to say some winter wheat mixed in with that. But you can see the diversity of plants coming up. And like I said, this is November 9th. I was probably a little late planting. I'm not using any pesticides, herbicides, no tilling. This is just broadcast seeded. And it's kind of been dry. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, so that's why I threw out some more seeds today. At some point, once I get, the soil, built up and, ready to go. I like that heritage breed cattle, Piney Woods cattle, which really actually would eat what's out there now. But I think they'll be, great for managing a park-like setting in a savanna. And these are the benefits of regenerative agriculture. More ground cover, more roots, more carbon stored in the soil, more water retention in topsoil, recovering groundwater levels, less erosion, more bioproductivity, more diversity, and less carbon in the atmosphere. It's pretty much a win-win for everybody, isn't it? And you can produce, a side income from, what you're producing. So there's ecological and economic benefit from these practices. And here's an example of in Wisconsin where I used highland cattle in oak savanna restoration on sites of 15 to 20 acres. In my particular application, I think Piney Woods cattle would be the best use instead of highland because the temperature, they're native cattle to this area. It's a heritage breed. They were brought over by Columbus like over 500 years ago and were feral. And the size and docileness, and they're adapted to this area and they will forage unlike most cattle.